Women's cricket is on an exponential surge when it comes to the modern era. Australia women's cricket are redefining the barriers of greatness, the boundaries of excellence on every given basis. England and India are now one of the powerhouses that is in women's cricket. South Africa are a close fight behind. They reached the final recently. West Indies, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, all of them are creating records each time they step onto the field. But there is one nation that is really in big strife. And it is unfortunate that the International Cricket Council or the ICC have failed this nation and their women cricketers. It is a big shame that the ICC will have to live with now, because Afghanistan's women's cricketers, they are now staring at a bleak and dark future, because under the Taliban rule that came up in 2021, their cricket future has now been stalled. And the ICC just simply do not have the courage to do something which is very well within the rules. But the ICC have decided to put this issue on the back burner. So why Afghanistan's women's cricketers have been failed by the ICC? In this video, I will tell you why. We all know that under the Taliban rule that is currently there in Afghanistan, women's cricket is unlikely to begin. And ICC, which very well has the right, they will not sanction Afghanistan. They will be they are very scared to strip Afghanistan of full member status, because they are echoing a lot of this so-called pseudo-liberalism that is flying around, saying that, oh, but cricket is the only sport in Afghanistan. If you take that away, they will lose their identity. But at what cost? This is the situation that is currently there. So, what is the current situation right now? When the Taliban took over, at that time there were serious concerns expressed. ICC had expressed concern on impact on development of game in Afghanistan. Remember, women's cricket had a major role in Afghanistan's elevation also. Most women cricketers have fled Afghanistan. They know that they cannot get their future in this country. That's why they have now migrated to many other places as well. Now, this is a huge issue. Why is that? After the Taliban took over in Afghanistan, in 2021, the ICC had set up a working group to investigate the current situation. It's now been 2 years. The ICC working group is in continuous talks with the Taliban government at this point. But the sad part is, with the ICC meet now coming up in Durban, no update is expected. What does this mean? That the working group cannot give an update on the situation in Afghanistan? It means the situation is at a stalemate. The Taliban government are not willing to ensure women's cricket gets a boost in the country. The ICC working group, on the other hand, they are hoping to renew discussions after Durban. But it's already been 2 years. How many years more will Afghanistan's women cricketers be wallowing? Because at this point in time, it is a sad situation, and it seems that 2 years on, the Taliban are not willing to take any step in ensuring that women's cricket gets its due. And the working group continues to stall and continues to ensure, okay, we'll continue to talk. As I had mentioned, ICC are well within their rights to withdraw full member status, because they can very well ensure that, okay, you are not taking the right stride for the development of the game in Afghanistan, we'll strip you of full membership. But the ICC are clutching onto the straws, saying that, okay, we are content that there is no political interference by the Taliban in the Afghanistan Cricket Board. So we are happy with that aspect. Look at the matter of convenience that the ICC is doing at this point in time. You are okay with the fact that the Taliban is not interfering with the Afghanistan Cricket Board day-to-day functionings, but you do not want to do anything on women's cricket there. Growth of women's cricket, and this is the clincher. How did the Afghanistan men's cricket team now rub shoulders with the elite in the world? Because Afghanistan became a full member nation in 2017 on the caveat that growth of women's cricket will not be impacted. 6 years on, that promise has been totally shattered. Growth of women's cricket is the major basis upon which members get full status in the ICC. That's why you see West Indies, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, even Ireland for that matter, all have gotten full member status. Afghanistan seemed to be the only nation where women's cricket is absolutely on its deathbed, yet they are playing with a full member status. In this regard, we must applaud the stance that has been taken by Australia, because Australia are the only country to publicly and privately not back ICC on the matter. They have said this is a situation that does not suit us, and that is why there was a big hullabaloo created when Australia cancelled bilateral series versus Afghanistan over this particular issue. The Australian Cricket Board, the Cricket Australia members clearly stated Afghanistan's players are welcome, but not under the flag of the Taliban, or if you do not improve women's cricket, they are consistent on that, we will not play Afghanistan. Remember, there are 2 tours that Australia is scheduled to play against Afghanistan. One is in 2024, another one is in 2026. That now seems to be very much in doubt over this issue. Taliban still not inclusive on women's participation in sports. When they first came in 1996 to 2001, the regime was regressive and they continued to ensure women's rights were trampled. 2021, there is not much of reports coming in now, but women's cricket or women's sports for that matter in Afghanistan still continues to be subdued. It's still totally under the influence of the brutal regime of the Taliban that is there. So, will we ever see an Afghanistan women's cricket team in the near future? Until the Taliban is there, it is a long dream. It might never happen. And it is a shame that the ICC have twinkle-toed on this matter, because full membership, the caveat was that you get women's cricket to develop, but Afghanistan are not willing to do that. There will be a lot of things, oh, this is the situation in Afghanistan, we have overcome wars, we have overcome all these kind of things, but it is the setup of the country itself that is responsible for their own situation. So in that way, Afghanistan's cricket's dream is going to be a long, long one. A women's cricket team and the ICC's decision now, it is a dark chapter indeed. The ICC have failed the women's cricket team that is there in Afghanistan, or whatever aspiring women cricketers are there in the country. Thank you so much folks for joining us for this video. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you.